Hello, and welcome to Chopcast. I'm Griffin. If you haven't seen this, heard this
It's,
before,
it's exciting times. Yeah, been
mm.
here before.
This is Sam to my
Mhm.
right. If you're watching the video, if you're not, he is the other voice. Anyway,
I'm floating above ground. I'm not on.
um,
I'm not present. Do not proceed.
but I hate doing these like the day after it happens or
Mm.
like couple days or whatever because I just don't have the same energy as
Yeah,
right
I
after it
agree.
happens. But I want to be so happy and I want to be so excited. um, and I don't want history to repeat itself. Um, and we're in the exact same situation as we were last year.
Uh,
Um,
yeah.
and over time, I've begun to believe more and more in baseball gods, and I don't think they're a big
Mhm.
fan of the Braves. And I hope this is not just one giant tease that's happening this year.
It's no, I agree. I was joking earlier this week that I wanted us to lose last night so that we couldn't go up 3-1 and then we couldn't blow the lead. But obviously, very exciting to be here. I like you said, I want to be so much more excited than I am. And last night I was on one. Like I have a midterm coming up on Friday. I was like kind of half studying, half watching in the library, like inaudibly screaming at my computer. Meanwhile, I'm in LA. I go to school in LA, so I'm surrounded by people with like Dodger shit on, and I'm like I have my Braves hat. It was just a good feeling, but I agree. I think like being here, it's a little scary. Last year we also went up 2-0. Last year we also went up 3-1. And then we all know what happened last year. But circumstances are a little different. We do have two home games coming up. And when you say it out loud, that all we have to do is win one of the next three, it kind of makes it a little easier to digest. But yeah, I mean, I think the home field advantage is going to help, and we'll see where it goes.
Hopefully, we don't have to go back home.
Yeah, for real. I was talking with Griffin before we started this, but I'm thinking about going to the game tonight. I'm only about 20 minutes from Dodger Stadium, but about 3 hours in LA traffic. So because the ticket prices have essentially dropped from like $150 to $50. Like I can get a left or right center field ticket for 50 at the moment. But I have a midterm at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so we'll see.
Dodger
We'll
fan
see.
base is just garbage.
Terrible.
They like
So bad.
I can't believe that you especially like knowing exactly what happened last year. And it doesn't even really matter. Like, one, go support your team if you're actually gonna
Mm-hmm.
pretend to care about them, and not just latch on like as a bandwagon because they have
Mm-hmm.
so much money and a lot of incredible players. Um, but you don't ever know what's gonna happen, or you
Mm-hmm.
exactly know what's gonna happen, and then it's gonna be the same thing as last year. Um,
Yep.
and just
Yep.
go. I I didn't like see it live, but then like seeing videos after and of
Mm-hmm.
game three, which we should have won. Um,
Mm-hmm.
them like Dodgers fans just pouring out of the stadium before the seventh inning, even. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah.
You're down
The
three
it's
runs.
the yeah it's the sports culture here is very strange. Like even as a even as a USC student, like I don't think I've been to a game where our student section has been like, or even the stadium. Like you honestly go and they're just huge patches of like empty seats, and it's so sad because we're like it's such a huge market here, and you would think that we'd be able to fill this out, but I think that was just such a good example where it's like the seventh inning, you're down 3 runs. Uh, you got to stay for that. It's like a midday game too, but it was a little better last night watching them pour out after the Rosario home run.
Yeah. I mean, they even showed before the Rosario home run. It was like right after we got was it Freddie that got that RBI.
Yeah, it was like a ground rule double. Yeah.
Even then, like you're down 4 runs. You think back to like when we got up 9-2, I was like shitting my pants because I was just thinking. I saw Josh Tomlin in the dugout, and I was just thinking about like Game 2 last year when we were up 8-2 going into the ninth
Yeah.
inning. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
we're up 6 runs.
Here
Just
we
put
are
Josh
again.
Tomlin in. It's fine. And then
Yeah,
he
for real.
just serves up some batting practice.
Meatballs. Yeah, he's
And
so hard to watch.
he had to bring in Mark Melanson when it
Hmm.
was 8-7, and then get a ground
Yeah.
ball that barely get Bellinger out, and then we win by 1. Um,
I forgot about that.
yeah,
Holy shit. I mean, I forget what game it was earlier this season, but we put Tomlin in and it was like 9-4 or something like that, and
Was it-
he let up like a handful of runs.
wasn't the Marlins that we were up like
I
11 or 13-4 or something like that
Yeah, and
in
then
the ninth?
I think they got up to like 9 or 10 runs.
Yeah, I remember I was watching that game and got to the 7th, and then I just was like, yeah, this is done. I'm not gonna, because it was a regular season game where we were up by
Yeah.
a billion, and then I was doing something with some friends, and then I like looked and I saw a text from you, and it was like, what is happening? And it's like, what? And you're just like, I'm gonna throw up, and I'm like, what could possibly be going on? And I look at my phone, I'm like, what the hell?
Josh, I mean, Tomlin, he seems like such a good guy. I mean, we'll give him credit. Like, the dude started Game 2 of the World Series in 2016. Like, he's been around, but holy fuck, he's bad.
Yeah,
He's tough to watch.
no,
He's like the antithesis to Jesse Chavez. It's like the guy that eats innings to let up runs.
I mean, 2 years ago, Josh Tomlin was like very valuable to us.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of lost it. And his whole thing is like he's gonna pitch strikes. He had the lowest walk rate of any pitcher in the MLB in 2019. But when when your batters know that you're throwing strikes and you don't have a lot of movement or good location, you're gonna get destroyed. And it's kind of what's happened to him. I think he's purely just still in the dugout as like a secondary pitching coach almost.
Yes. Yeah. It's kind of like the
the
older kind of mentor veteran. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, he seems like a really great dude. Heard that story about him like buying some stuff for like baseball stuff for a kid at Dick's, and then just not saying who he was and walking away. But he doesn't need to be in the MLB anymore. He's toast.
no, he's bad.
But yeah, about the Dodgers fan base again. Like just even before Freddie got that RBI, they showed people leaving, and then right after the Freddie's RBI, they showed like a shot of the LA traffic, like people like just trying to get out of the stadium.
It's so bad.
It's
and that stadium is like, it is a concrete jungle, and like if LA has a traffic problem, it is like a microcosm of that in there. I remember I went to like a Dodgers Phillies game. I've been to 3 Dodgers games, and the latter 2 I learned from my first mistake and ended up taking public transit, which was much quicker and easier. But the first game I went to, I parked in like the top lot, and it literally took me like an hour to get out of the lot. Yeah. Like not out of the stadium, out of the fucking top lot. And it was miserable. But yeah, fuck those guys. The whole like LA fan base is just so spoiled, and it's so hard to listen to them. Like, I just hear it so much, and it's so aggravating because, like, bro, I know Bellinger's had like a bad season, but when you have an NL MVP batting, what, 7th, 8th, something like you can't complain. I'm sorry. They're like, oh, we miss Max Muncy so much. Okay, you have Cody Bellinger at first. Trey Turner, you're like, I could go on and on. Yeah, just I'm sorry, I'm getting like kind of riled up right now, but like, I made this joke when fucking Justin Turner got hurt yesterday. I'm like, okay, whatever. They'll just throw another $30 million a year player like in there. they're fine. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I've been seeing some comments like on MLB Instagram posts and whatever by Dodgers fans
Hmm.
that are just like, oh, they're beating us because like we're injured and whatever. It's like we we
Okay.
have
Yeah,
the
I
Braves have
guess.
dealt with so much shit this whole year. Um,
Hmm.
the and it's just I would I kind of thought at the beginning of this postseason I was like I kind of don't want us to go super far in a way because it's just like uh feels really weird that we're here and I don't know it's
Yeah.
um like we scrapped our way here. Maybe it would be
Hmm.
a little more fun if next year we like completely showed out and like because I was thinking like if we win it's because the other teams are going to suck more than we are because we're just
Yeah.
not that great of a team with all the players we have right now and that we've
Hmm.
lost. Um,
Yeah.
but we've just played so much better than I figured we would. Um,
Yeah.
feels like each of the games, even game 3, I just kept thinking like, what's happening? How is this
Hmm.
happening? Um,
Yeah. Game three is a great example. Like that was a game that had loss written all over it, and especially after like Charlie Morton's first inning where he pitched, I think it was 30 pitches and somehow got away with 2 runs, and then we just like fought. We just like I guess the whole like battle ATL thing is kind of rearing its head, but we just like battled back, and we've looked so good this postseason. And honestly, it reminds me a lot of like last season during the regular season where we'd go down a few runs and then it'd be like, okay, like we'll just come back and win.
yeah,
Um,
we
but yeah,
almost were.
I
Just to say, we almost repeated like game 2, giving up Ian giving up the 2-run shot after 2 batters,
mhm.
and it's just like, well,
Yeah,
we're dropping it,
well,
and then
yeah,
finding a way. And the thing I loved the most about game 3, even though we lost, was that none of those
mm,
runs came off of home runs. It was all like
mm,
just piecing stuff together and hitting them to death.
yeah,
Um, I think we got
mm,
like 12 or 13 hits that game. We've gotten a lot of hits each game.
yeah, yeah,
Through
yeah.
this series, so we've only played 4 games. We have 39 hits, which is
Mm.
crazy
That's
against the
that's
Dodgers.
insane. Yeah, I mean, there's some. I think one game we had like 12 or 13.
Yeah, I think
Oh
that
yeah,
was
no,
game
we've
2
had like yeah,
or game 3. But yeah, we've averaged
a
10
multi-
hits a game.
yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, say what you will about Dodgers injury problems and like being burnt out or whatever, but like I mean we both honestly Urias, who's usually our kryptonite, we've
Yeah,
been absolutely shelling.
yeah.
Um,
I did not
they
expect
haven't
that.
even gotten really. Yeah, I did not expect of all the pitchers, I thought Urias was going to be our toughest challenge. Like even with Scherzer and Bueller,
Yeah,
because like we've shown we can hit Bueller. Obviously, you have the famous Acuna grand slam a few years ago in the postseason. That was off Bueller. Uh,
yeah.
so like that's just again great memory. But even then, I was like just so surprised with how poor Urias did. Um,
So it wasn't that he even
but yeah,
did very bad. Like he hung some. We just hit him.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And Dave Roberts just let him out to dry. Like I know they're pitching a bullpen game tonight, but like I mean he did not he didn't look good.
there were a lot of
Uh,
moves by Dave Roberts yesterday that I felt like it just kept feeling like he's accepting a loss.
yeah,
Which is
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Like leaving Urias out there as long as he did. I mean, I guess in
Mhm,
his head he kind of they like it's like oh we kind of have to. That it's still kind of accepting a
mhm,
loss more than likely unless you get a miracle out of Urias. He
mhm,
did. I will say like so Urias got it way high in the pitch count really early, much higher than
mhm,
he normally does. He ended the 4th inning with 2 strikeouts. I don't remember who he struck out. I'm pretty sure it
yeah.
was a good part of our lineup. Actually, I think
Mhm.
it was Dansby and then
It is
Freddie.
Dansby. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly. He finished it. Yeah, 2 strikeouts. So you got to keep him in that.
and so yeah, they're like maybe he's turned a corner, comes back out there, and then
Mhm.
how many did we score in the 5th?
I think we got one run.
Game
Fifth.
4.
It was pretty sure that was Duval's sack fly.
Okay. This is an unimportant detail that I want to know, or
but now, yeah, now it's just tip of the tongue, so you got to do it.
minorly gotta prove a point, kind of.
In a
Wondering.
way, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It was the
Yeah.
Duval sack
It was a
fly.
Duval.
And he still finished that inning, got pulled. I understand you're trying to save your bullpen, and still they only threw 2 other real bullpen arms. They finished with Gonsolin. So
he looked really bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
honestly, the only sorry.
I was gonna say that we didn't dig into their bullpen as much as I figured we had just after the fact. But it's still just, it seems like Roberts was kind of managing for a loss after Arias.
Yeah. Well,
he's
just made some really stupid decisions. Like game 1, which we walked off. He managed the bullpen so poor. And in my opinion, or like, I don't know if there's stats to back this up, but from what I've seen and what I've watched, we've only looked bad against 2 pitchers, and that's Scherzer and Phil Bickford. And correct me if I'm wrong. But like he's I saw a comment on Reddit earlier that was like, seeing how Dave Roberts has managed this CS has made me so much more appreciative of Brian Snicker. Because it feels like night and day right now.
Yeah, there hasn't really been much of anything that's frustrating. Well, in game 2, I got really frustrated that being tied, we made a defensive replacement. Took Duval out of
was
the
that
game.
like the double switch? Yeah, it was like a weird double switch, and then Heredia let up like a.
You take it like they had it at like a 15% catch rate, but even if you don't catch that ball, you have to like make it look like you're trying to save 1 run. At least you can't go in between. And even last night, it didn't matter. It was up. We were up 9-2, and it was 2 outs. Will Smith had that long shot to center field. We've talked about it all year, but Heredia, like, I guess, is our best defensive center fielder, other than Pache, who I think Pache is much better than Heredia. And just on that, like a kind of a liner pop fly mix, Heredia catches it again, just covering his face over here, and like
he like reached over to grab it.
Just horrifies me.
No need for theatrics, man. Just stop. Yeah, I'd like to see Pache out there a little more. He sucks at the plate, so if
I keep getting group me notifications, and I'm about to lose my freaking mind. It's showing up on my laptop right now. It's slowing down my phone.
That's tough.
Good lord.
That's tough.
I'm gonna mute this group me. People are having a conversation. I hate when people have a conversation and
I hate
of 400 people. Hate people talking at all. Just saying stuff.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
I'm looking back at game 1, what you were talking about. So they started. I forgot that they started. Oh my god. Gosh, people in groups.
That was a Knable game, right?
Yeah, they started with Knable.
Yeah.
Went Bickford, Brule, Gonsolin, Vesia.
Vesia's
Joe Kelly. That was a really weird choice. It's made a really interesting noise in my mouth. That was a really interesting choice, going Jansen and then Trinan. Like, I know Trinan. Well. And Trinan's technically one of the best relievers in the game, But even thinking back to like last year when I didn't know a whole ton about him in the
Mhm.
NLCS, even though like he got a number of quality outs against us, like he didn't. We found the ball very consistently. I don't know
Yeah,
what it is, but we just poop on Blake Trinan a lot.
yeah, I agree.
Uh,
Yeah.
so when he came up, I if they'd switched those, I think we would have lost that game. Jansen came
Mhm.
in when he was actually supposed to, and you had Blake Trinan go first, like in the eighth,
Mhm.
because Kenley is just insane right now.
Yeah, he's been on one. He
Yeah,
has been absolutely on one.
it was like I think right before Eddie got that. Oh no, it was when he closed out Game 3. They put something
Mhm.
up there. There was like hit like of the 20 batters that he'd faced this postseason, he struck out 14 of them, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, he was. I mean, Kenley's been he's been really good.
Um,
He kind of scares me. I mean, thank God he's only had what like one save situation. So
yeah,
and that was three up to one. Like we never stood a chance.
yeah. And Game 2, um, Jeff Francoeur is one of the announcers for TBS right now, which I have mixed feelings about. Um,
Yeah, I hate it because you have to listen to him like
talk good about
essentially
the Dodgers.
talk good about them.
Um, but it also makes it much sweeter and nicer when we're winning, though.
Hmm. I agree because I mean you can tell like
He
you
very
can
clearly
tell.
knows a lot more about the Braves.
Yeah, yeah. Like he has very specific anecdotes about a lot of the players,
Yeah.
and
Um,
that's been nice to have. But I mean, obviously, we've heard a lot of. I don't know who the other two announcers are. All I know is that they really like the Dodgers, so that's been hard to listen to.
yeah. I got so many comments from like my roommates and some of my friends here, and then just like people on Instagram um, saying like I got one DM that was like, "Man, I wish that they would bring up how we were up 3-1 last year and still lost." Like I keep forgetting that that happened.
Dude, that was so frustrating. This was like, but I think I might have actually texted you about this, but it was like bottom of the ninth inning. Braves are just rolling. Will Smith is pitching like honestly pretty well, and they're just like, uh, they but it was like they just kept talking about like, oh well, the Dodgers have been here before, like they could do it again. It's like shut the fuck up. We all know it. Like you can mention it, but you don't have to talk about it for 5 minutes like you want it to happen because it sounds like you want it to happen. One of
uh,
the fucking asshole announcers when Belly hit the home run, the dude just came himself. Like he was so excited. Like yeah, of course it's the postseason, it's exciting, but like you could tell he wanted.
yeah, I think
Ugh.
like I think every network executive and just like neutral baseball fan for the most part would really like and like especially the MLB wants to see a Dodgers Astros World Series really
Mhm.
bad for the storylines and everything,
Yeah,
and we're just
yeah.
kind of getting in the way of that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like watching a Dodgers Astros World Series would be pretty cool, but like, fuck them,
Yeah.
we're not gonna let that happen.
It's like
Sorry.
it's not even it's like the Empire versus the Rebels. It's just like the Empire versus the Empire.
Yeah, it's like it's just two empires. Like
Yeah.
one has a fucking like $250 million payroll, and the other cheated a few years ago. Like
Yeah.
I
And
don't.
has just
It's like who do I hate less? I don't know.
douchebags on their team.
Yeah.
That's the thing I've like loved so much about the Braves for the last 3 years now is just I've talked to a number of fans about this and whatever. It's like there's not really a guy on our team that I don't like in terms of like personality.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
obviously,
yeah.
you can't tell everything because we were just seeing him on TV and like at games
Yeah.
and in their interviews and whatever. But there was a quote by Charlie from yesterday for the game, and he was just talking about like,
Charlie Morton.
yeah, no, from Charlie
Yeah,
Freeman.
okay.
He went,
I was gonna say Charlie Freeman, like Charlie
I,
Culberson. Yeah, he's
I
chimed
want
in.
to play baseball.
I want to play baseball.
um, no, yeah, Charlie Morton is talking about. He's like, and he was talking about why he re-signed and like just this. He said like this postseason really special, and I like being part of this team. And it's just not. It's different this time from any other team I've been on because like any other team has been a lot more about baseball. And like he said over the last like since 2015, I've really tried to get involved with the clubhouse and get to know the guys like on a deeper level. And I can like genuinely say that this is like it's so much easier to root for this team because like this clubhouse is full of just great guys.
Oh yeah, I mean the team the energy is just so good, and you can tell like there's enough of a professional atmosphere that they like get the job done and like are a good team, but you can just tell they're having the time of their lives in the dugout. And honestly, it's been so good to see Acuna back, and I'm sure it's killing him to watch us here, but like just you're right. Like I don't know if there's I hated Jacob Webb during the first start of the season, and I had mixed feelings on Will Smith, but I feel like even now like they're just contributing to that atmosphere.
Yeah. Um, the, I love the fact that we're getting this far with Acuna for a lot of reasons, but also I would imagine for him just seeing this happen is just going to make him so much more juiced for next year too.
Oh yeah.
Like if they can do it without me, imagine what they can do with me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many of these trade deadline acquisitions we're going to keep, but I'd like to see a lot of these players stay around.
Oh yeah, there's definitely no way that we can keep all of them, which just sucks.
Yeah,
I think
sucks. Yeah,
like,
fucking sucks.
Like 3 weeks ago, I was thinking like, okay, Duval and Soler is who I want to keep, which I like. If I had to choose two, 3 weeks ago that would have been the easy choice. Now it's like I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea. Like,
it's like I want Jock so bad, but I feel like he might just be a postseason hero, and like I don't know if that's worthy of a roster spot. We're also gonna have the DH next year, but I guess we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. We'll talk more about that after the season's over. I'm not looking forward to the end of the season, regardless of what happens.
This has been such a fun ride. Yeah.
It was so just how miserable this whole year, like the first half of this year was. No earthly like clue that this was what was going to happen. Regardless if we choke these next 3 games or whatever, like we made it so much. We were 54 and 55 at one point. We in early July.
I mean that's 2/3 through the season.
Yeah, early July we were 8 games back in the NL East.
Yep.
It's just
and then we just decided to be buyers, and it worked out. So.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah,
it was crazy that we were almost sellers at the deadline. We almost gave up Charlie, and which I don't even like. That wouldn't have been a terrible move, all things considered, because like it's like we lost huge players. They were supposed to be our number 1 and like number 4 or 3 in the lineup, and then lost someone who was our ace 2 years ago. And then you lose Darno early, so you lose your starting catcher. You lose someone who was in your 4 or your 5 hole for the whole year. So you lose
Waskar too.
And Waskar. And then Ian was dropped out for like a month. It's like, what else? What are you gonna do?
Else you do? Like,
but yeah. So tonight it's gonna I don't even remember where we started that and whatever.
Whatever.
Tonight's Max Fried versus the Dodger bullpen, and
Johnny Holbench.
If there is a perfect dream scenario for us having a 3-1 lead, it is this matchup. It would be
Yep.
better if we were at home, and that's the only thing.
Yeah, this is why I feel like I gotta go. I mean, I have to go. The tickets are so cheap. But school. I have school tomorrow.
No, you got it.
I mean, I'm if I go to this game tonight, I will fail my midterm. I'm so behind on work, and I don't want to like bring my shit to the game, be like weirdo studying in the stands.
Study,
but yeah, I mean,
now.
Yeah, I guess I mean, I have a class from 2 to 3:30,
Study
and then I
that
have to leave around
class.
4, or I could just skip the class. You know what? I'm gonna skip the class today. I'm gonna start studying after this, and then I'm gonna feel it out at like 3:30 or 4, and see if I can go.
Okay.
That's what I'll do.
Well, our
right,
our Instagram faithful following will be waiting on your decision.
Yeah, and I won't be wearing the Acuna jersey. I can't do it. It's so unlucky.
Sam has an Acuna jersey. We get fucked every time that he wears it. So
I literally cannot remember the last time I wore it and we won a game. I think I might have when we scored like 20 runs on the Pirates. I remember I put it on in the middle of that game, and then the Pirates started to make like a little bit of a push, and then I took it off, and then we started winning again. So like that's the time I remember the jersey being active in the game we won.
Gosh,
I'm just not
being active.
Yeah, it's just at this point I've literally just been stuffing it in my backpack and like carrying it around because we win when I'm not wearing it, but it's close by. So I don't know. Maybe I'll. I don't know.
Do you see?
Anyways, what's up?
Do you see how many Instagram followers we're at now?
No.
We're at 611.
611.
Damn. About a month ago, we were sitting at a very healthy 26. So, big.
Instagram looks great.
We also got a follow from Chop House Media, which is like another smaller.
Shit. They've got like a few thousand, right?
Yeah, they just broke 1,000 recently. But I've been they make some good stuff. I've been reposting a bunch of stuff by them. The last thing that they put up there was something about what Eddie's done this series.
Oh yeah, I feel like we haven't even talked about Eddie, but like, what is there to say? Like, he's just been fucking unbelievable.
Eddie
he almost hit for us.
Yeah, he almost hit for the cycle, and then
he almost hit for the cycle last night. That's crazy.
He's 14 for 30 with 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and a 4.67 average in the postseason.
Damn.
That's just
like, that's insane.
It's not even.
We traded Pablo Sandoval for him.
We traded literally nothing. We gave up nothing. I love
a guy who would wear a panda helmet after a home run that we traded for the postseason hero. It's so fucking funny. Oh man.
It's not even like we've changed holidays. It's not Jocktober anymore. It's fucking Eddie Rosario Ober.
Ober. Rosario.
Eddie Rosario Ober.
Rosario Ober. Rosario October.
It's what is bad bitch in Spanish? Is that mal mierde?
I mean, mierda is shit. Mierda is shit.
Fuck, bad shit.
Bitch is like puta. It'd be like puta mal. It'd be like puta mal, I think.
They do. Spanish. Bad bitch. Paramala. Yeah. This series in particular, Eddie Rosario his slash line is 588, 632, 1059. His OPS is 1690. He's got a stolen base.
Oh my god.
And he has 10 hits, only 6 RBIs, and 3 of those were from the home run, which is surprising.
Mhm.
Triple, 2 home runs, no doubles. That was the elusive one last night.
Yeah, no doubles.
Shame on him
That's such a bummer. It's such a bummer.
for
Yeah, what an asshole.
hitting that ball too hard and getting it into the stands.
It's so selfish, but I really didn't want it to go out.
The last time
Can't
it
get ahead of
happened
ourselves.
too was Brock Holt, and he did it against a
It was like,
position player though.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
But yeah, tonight, very good scenario for us. I mean, if Max Fried can even like remotely locate his curveball, we'll be good. I don't want to get ahead of myself though.
yeah,
I'm scared. Yeah.
What I was gonna say earlier, bringing it back to this for a second, just kind of like what you said. If we going into last night, it's like if we win, I'm gonna be super excited and I'm gonna be
Oh
horrified.
yeah.
And
Oh
then
my god.
and then it's like if we lose, I'm gonna be horrified and I'm also gonna be super excited because it's not gonna be the same as last year.
Yeah. Oh my god. I don't know if my heart can take a Braves World Series. Honestly, I've just absolutely fallen in love with this team the past 2 years, and it is so sad because one of my really good friends at USC is also from Atlanta, huge sports fan. He just makes this really good point that there's no Atlanta team, no two Atlanta teams can be good at once. So you tend whatever team's good at each time, you tend to kind of double down on, and then they break your heart in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And then it looks like we'd probably play the Astros if we advance. So I don't know how we feel about that, but
either way, I think the Astros and the Red Sox are fairly similar in terms of their bats. I think the Astros definitely have a little better at pitching, but
well, the Astros don't have McCullers.
They don't?
Yeah, McCullers is out.
How do you get injured?
And they've been pitching a lot of like strung together kind of bullpen games. Actually, their pitching has actually been their weak spot.
Well, I mean, their bullpen stepped up in the last 2 games.
Oh,
and Framber, or not last 2, the 2 games ago.
Yeah,
Framber went 8 innings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think with either one of those teams, what I was thinking it's like okay, it's I just saw okay. It's like if we get there, it's gonna be great pitching, which is us, versus great hitting, and then good hitting versus good pitching. But our hitting is is pretty damn good right now.
Oh my god!
So I think I would have at the beginning of this postseason, I certainly would have been like, okay, yeah, both the Red Sox and the Astros have a more complete lineup than we do, but we're getting it. So last night, the only person who didn't get a hit was Austin Riley, which
okay, yeah, fine, yeah, save it for next game.
It's just who's been very subtly, other than Rosario and Jock, our most clutch hitter this whole series.
Oh yeah, I mean Austin Riley game 1, he basically won us that first game.
And game 2.
The walk off, and he had a home run. Yeah, and game 2.
So I don't know. I like our chances against either of those teams really. I don't like that we have to go away first, but if we win even one of those games and come into Atlanta with them, I feel like that's a gauntlet. I think we win 2. Okay, well, okay. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it yet. I stop myself.
You can never get ahead of yourself. I mean, game 3, I was chewing my nails even before the Bellinger home run. I was like, we're not gonna win. I just know it's the storyline. People are leaving. I've seen this so many times before.
Just didn't have to happen like that.
Yeah, just not like that. And that's what I was saying to all my friends afterwards. I'm like, because I was in a mood. I literally did like a solo drive to the beach at night. Like I was not feeling great. But yeah, just blasting music like in my feels. But I kept saying this, like I expected us to lose game 3, but just not like that. Just
Yeah.
I mean, just not like that. And then of course they not only do they tie it, but they just get quick like one hit and then RBI.
Yeah.
But fucking
I thought we were winning that game like in the 7th inning. Or the 6th and the 7th, I was just so confident. I just started making dinner. Normally, like I can't eat or just even do anything other than be around the TV when the game's going on because I get so nervous. And
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I'm gonna go make dinner. And then it's like would pop in, look at the TV for some strikeouts and whatever when we were pitching. So I guess, we're gonna keep rolling. And then we had like a Bible study at our house, and
Mhm.
I was just gonna go up in my room and watch the game because I can't focus and I can't hear other people talk while the game's going on.
Yeah.
Um, but one of my friends who leads it wanted me to be down there, so I sat down there, ate my food, and then it was the 8th inning, and like people were talking about like some verses or whatever, and then I just like go like shit,
Yeah.
and then just walk upstairs. My friend who leads it saw me and he was like, "Oh no!" And then,
Oh, bad. So bad.
and
It's
then
always the worst time.
I
Too.
stayed up here. I had 2 monitors right here, and I put the game on one and had it on mute when we were down 6-5, and then listened to my sad playlist while the top of the 9th unfolded. And then I just
And
sat
then there's,
here.
of course,
I just sat here for a
top
while.
of the top of the 9th was the worst part. It was like you just knew we were not going to make any contact whatsoever. It's like 3 straight strikeouts.
Yeah, Kenley Jansen with all the momentum in the world, and it just
no question.
I just did this number. I just sat here. I was literally just like I did
just
a
so
couple of
like
these.
moderately displeased. Yeah, like
felt,
don't even know what to do.
I literally felt dizzy. It's just.
Yep. Yeah, no, it was fucked up. Like I fucking hated it. Ugh.
And then I
And
just
the worst part was that whole game. I was sitting with it was me, my like really good Dodgers friend, and then just this benign presence, my friend Ansh, who like has never seen a baseball game. Like he's just like sitting there like actively shitting on whoever is losing. He has like never seen a baseball game. Like he was just there to be like a dick, kind of like a Dave Portnoy. Like yeah, it was hilarious when we were winning because he kept like talking to my friend Presley. He's like, hey Presley, did you know that the Dodgers it's like teams that are down this much have an X percent chance of losing, and then of course it flipped to me, and I'm like, gosh, shut the fuck up. But yeah, for now on, I'm watching all these games by myself.
Yeah, there are times I want to watch them by my. I used to. I haven't done it with the Georgia game in a while because it hasn't mattered because we just stomped on whoever we play, and it's also easier now being at Georgia, especially being from Tennessee, growing up, and then just everyone else or most other people are Tennessee fans. You just get so much shit.
Oh my god,
made it so much
that's
worse.
Just so tired.
I would like if a game was
Tennessee fans are so obnoxious.
If a game was going poorly, I just go up into my room and watch it by myself. I literally like. During the national championship of 2018, awesome game. That was great. Loved that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
you had to take a break.
I went outside. I was literally getting flu-like symptoms.
Yeah,
I got a fever.
I remember your dad was like, oh, he's feeling sick, and I'm like, from the game, he's feeling sick. It was the same thing with the fucking Falcons game. Like we were all up there like watching it. When the Pats won the coin flip. I don't know if you remember, but I literally left.
Yeah, you did.
Like I just wasn't gonna watch it because I knew what was gonna happen.
I was trying to be optimistic. I was like a delusional optimist about which I never am for that game. I was
my God,
but when that coin flip happened, I was just like, yeah, fuck.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's it. I don't think I've ever. I hate to revisit this game because like it's just a nightmare for Atlanta sports fans. But I can't remember the last time I was as happy as I was when Robert Alford got the pick six on Tom Brady. Like that is the happiest I have ever been. I think in that exact moment, like my serotonin levels were so high. Whatever, fucking whatever.
Yeah, I just want it to be over after tonight because I like going from series to series. I've almost been angry at myself that it's like, why do I care this much about sports? This is ruining my whole October. Like it's making it so much more fun, but at the same time, it's just like
your whole October.
Yeah, it's like it's so making it so much more fun, and I love watching these games. I love the Braves very clearly. But at the same time, it's just like it is controlling my life.
Oh my god!
Like I can't have just a nice evening.
Oh no, not at all. I become a different person. And the worst thing, and like you know what I'm about to say, like the feeling of losing the game, like the emotion you get from losing, is so bad.
Yeah.
And when you win, of course you're super fucking pumped and it's exciting and shit. But like nothing hurts like losing in the playoffs.
No. If you get
and then you're asking yourself like, why do I care? Why do I care? But
it's like the thing I keep like putting in my head and like trying to conceptualize is like me and other human beings are in a room and either an hour and a half or like a 5-hour plane ride just in a living room looking at a board of lights and colors. Sound.
That's how you have to conceptualize it. No, it's insane, but it's so true. Like you cannot get too invested.
It never works.
You simply cannot. Especially
it never. I'm just like, why do I?
No.
Why do I care this much about this? It's just like,
oh my god. It's like the way I frame it personally is like, if we won the World Series, like then what?
Just
like
just shoot yourself.
You shoot yourself, exactly. No, because here's what I do. I would be on top of the world for 24 hours. I would text everyone in my contacts. I would maybe get one of those cool like jerseys with like the patch or maybe like the gold outline on the numbers for the World Series, and that's it.
Yep.
Like I think that's just kind of where I'd stop, and then my life would go on, and I'd still be sad.
You live for that one day, though. That's all you gotta.
Exactly. Just that one. Yeah, I hope I don't have a midterm the following day. This midterm is the worst time. If I did not have a midterm, it'd be no question.
This was the thought I forgot about this just now. Like if we get to the World Series, if we end up getting to the World Series, I'm gonna have, so I'm going to the Florida Georgia game, in Jacksonville, and that takes up pretty much a whole weekend. And I was just looking at the schedule of the World Series is Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And a Friday is going to be Frat Beach and like...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's going to be either the best day ever or the worst day.
Yeah, and then Saturday is going to be the Georgia game. So it's going to be straight from the Georgia game. Yeah, straight from the Georgia game to having to watch the Braves game right after.
And that's fucked up too, because you aren't getting around those dates. Like that Friday and Saturday, those games are happening. That's game 3 and 4.
Yeah. And Sunday would be.
And then it's Halloween. So I'm gonna go as Ronald Acuna Jr. for Halloween this year, I think.
Don't you wear that fucking jersey. Don't wear that jersey.
The worst part about Halloween is that I'm going to have to tear my ACL beforehand and go with a huge cast. No, that's
No, don't
fucked
get the
up.
cast. Just
Lo siento.
have it torn and have someone carry you in.
Yeah, just carry me. Yeah, yeah, I've got the hat. I got the jersey. I'll get the chain. I'll make it happen.
Um, but just thinking about like, I also have a sketch channel if anyone ever wants to find that. But
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's called Uncanny Valley. But the guys I'm doing that with, one of them lives in Chattanooga, and he's planning on coming down here at some point with me and the other dude and trying to film, which we've been complacent or not, or just kind of haven't done anything for a while,
Yeah.
and really need to do that. But then at the same time, it's like if he's gonna come down, um, it's either gonna be during game one and game two,
Mm.
or during game six and game seven. And I don't want either of those. I don't want either of those to happen.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
I want to do that thing, but I cannot. I won't. This kind of skipping out on parts of NLCS games is like already kind of hard enough, but I can do it. Like I went to
Mm-hmm.
this thing I do on campus. It starts at 7:30 on Wednesdays, and went to that. Saw that we went up 2-0. Came
Mm-hmm.
back, like missed the first 3 or 4 innings, but I'm not gonna be able to miss any of the World Series at all if that
Oh
happens.
no shot. Yeah, I missed because of like work and class and other stuff. I missed the first three NLDS games. Like pretty much most of them I didn't watch. But yeah, no World Series is it's. I mean, I can't miss that. Like I can't.
Yeah, we're still speaking about it as if it's gonna happen, and
Yeah.
there's if y'all haven't seen this, you should go look. This guy, it's called. Have you seen SEC